Hello and welcome to episode 147 of the Truly Daebak Show. This is a bi-weekly podcast where we come together every 2 weeks to discuss K-pop and whatever's current in the K-pop industry. This week we're just talking about some couple new releases. And yeah,
The biggest
so
album release of the year.
yes, honestly one of the biggest ones for me. It was really good. Spoiler alert. But
Well, I mean, I mostly said that to lead people into thinking we're talking about BTS, but that's not true. But we'll get there.
We'll get to that. Yeah. Anyways, so yeah, I guess I don't even know what I'm saying anymore.
You're supposed
It's
to
been a
intro
while.
me.
Oh, as always, I'm joined by Nate.
Cause I want it more, yeah. Dazzle, dazzle, dazzle me, boy. Yeah, baby. Come on, dazzle me.
Yes. Beautiful.
Yes.
So yeah, sorry I haven't been around a little bit for I don't know, the last episode I wasn't here, so it's been like a month since you've seen me. That's just because I've been so busy with school, so it's difficult to find the time to prepare all my notes and record and all that kind of stuff. So here I am now.
Yep.
And
luckily we had Jakari to cover.
Yes.
Always
Otherwise
fantastic.
we would have been screwed last week.
I could do a one-man show. I could figure it out.
It'd be something. It'd be
kind
kind of weird
Andrew
just
do one
talking
once?
to yourself. I don't think so.
I could have sworn he did, but maybe I'm wrong. I want to apologize because I'm getting over a cold, so I might be coughing and stuff. Ignore that. I also sound different, probably.
Yeah, a little bit, but not terribly.
It was way worse last week.
I guess we can get right into the official first topic, so to speak, of every episode.
Yes.
Which is, what have you been listening to for the past 2 weeks, or in my case, month?
Yeah. You want to go first? Or you want me to go first?
You can go first.
Okay. Well, I mostly can't talk about because I literally just spammed the Dreamcatcher album, which we are about to review. I looked at my Scrabbles, and I'm at like 120 Scrabbles for just this album. So
amazing.
And I didn't also... Last week, I didn't drive to work, which is like 75% of my music listening time. So I'd probably be at like double that if I actually went to work last week. But the week before that, I just basically was only listening to this album over and over again.
Well, you think about it, if it takes one album play to get to work and you listen to it every time you drive to and from work, that's what, like 10 times you listen to it during the week?
10 times a week.
If you go into the office every day.
And then also probably listen to it a couple times while I'm at work. So, also though, I listened to something that isn't K-pop, which is very rare for me. But this is going to get real nerdy because these band names are the most stereotypical. But if you've ever heard of... So a new album came out from Demons and Wizards, which is a power metal group. It is like a collaboration supergroup between the lead singer of Blind Guardian and the guitarist from Iced Earth. So, like I said, these are all very stereotypical power metal,
metal names.
fantasy nerdy metal names. Blind Guardian's actually like really famous. Like they're a really big power metal band. But yeah, I actually found them originally because their second album, the collaboration group Demons and Wizards, their second album is based on The Dark Tower by Stephen King.
That's
which is my favorite book series. So that's how I found them. But this is their first album since 2005. So it was
15
like
years.
Kind of came out of nowhere, and I was like, oh, I gotta listen to this. Like, they've been talking about it literally for 15 years that they're finally gonna put something out, and they actually did.
Yeah. So I haven't been listening to terribly a lot of new stuff. Or like stuff I hadn't already previously listened to. So since for the past I don't know, few months or so, I've been listening to a ton of John Mayer, just still in that groove. Yeah, I don't know how to explain it, but if you look at my last FM, he became my most listened to artist like instantly.
Even
I
over
don't
like
know how it
SNSD.
happened. Yeah, well, it's because usually when I listen to
Yeah,
SNSD, I listen to them for like a couple days and then I move on to something else
yeah,
because I already went through the phase of just
yeah.
spamming all their
Just
music for
spamming it for
weeks.
years,
Yeah,
years.
yeah, exactly. So like with him, I'm still not like sick of it at all. Like I really, really like his albums. I return to him a lot. So there's that.
Yeah,
Um, for another non-K-pop option, I been listening to Belladonna by Stevie Nicks. It's a good album. Good like early 80s rock pop album. It's in
yeah,
like that era where like rock and pop are like the same thing.
yeah,
So I don't really know where to put it. She's from Fleetwood Mac, so like that sort of thing.
yeah.
Um yeah, and then obviously Dreamcatcher album. Um and I think that's mostly what I've been listening to, what I've listened to multiple times of. So
I guess I've also spammed the Weki Meki single, which we're also going to talk about. So,
yeah.
but
All
that's
right.
not
Wait, what
surprising to anyone. Okay, we want to move on.
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
So first topic, it's not obvious.
Elephant in the room.
Yes.
To talk about BTS.
Okay.
So we're not gonna review BTS. We were originally talking about reviewing the like all the new songs, which is like 15 songs or whatever.
Yeah.
But Jacob wasn't really a huge fan. It didn't really want to sound like a broken record.
I don't want to be the guy who's like just bashing on BTS all the time because again, I say it every time I like them.
Yeah.
I just don't really connect with their newer music and
Yeah.
I don't want to be somebody who's just like basically putting
Negative
down
about it.
everybody's favorite band and then everyone gets pissed
Nah.
and I'm like that's not what I want. So
Yeah.
and it's not that I'm afraid to put out a negative review. It's just I've already done it before for BTS,
like
and I don't want to just do this every time. I don't want to do this every time they come out with anything. So
yeah, you can listen to our Persona album.
If they come out with something that I like,
Jacob's.
I'll definitely want to review it. But I'm not into this newer era, I guess.
Yeah,
just because it's more derivative of like styles that I didn't like in the first place in American music.
Yeah,
kind of thing. So. Or Western music, rather.
So for me, I actually really liked Persona at the time, but like it's not an album I went back to a lot. Whereas like everything from Dark and Wild to like You Never Walk Alone, I was just like spamming. I loved it. For some reason, when I first listened to the album, though, I really liked it, but it just hasn't really like kept that vibe in my mind. And I felt like a lot of this album was similar. I really liked Ugh, which is basically a modern cypher because it's the rap line song. And I liked Respect, which is another like very old school BTS song, although the auto-tune gets a little too much. And we already talked about Black Swan. I actually did like that song when it was released earlier. So if you do want to hear some thoughts about BTS, we did talk about Black Swan a couple episodes ago. But yeah, overall, I think like for me, I need to be in like a very specific mood for their newer music, which I must have been in when I listened to Persona. And then where like I said, I would spam the hell out of like their like not their oldest stuff, but their like mid career stuff.
Yeah.
Like Dark and Wild, You Never Walk Alone. Like that stuff I could just listen to all day, every day. I love it. But
You Never Walk Alone is a 10. Like I would give that album a 10. 9 or 10.
Yeah, I think like when we rated BTS as singles, I gave everything from like I don't know, like their fourth single to DNA a 10, which is like 15 songs in a row. Because they're all just so good. Like everything from Dark and Wild on is just so good. But I don't vibe with their newer music, so we decided to not review the album just to not I mean, it's 15 songs, and when neither of us enjoyed most of them, it's gonna get pretty like monotonous and not really enjoyable to listen to.
It's just not fun for anybody to just beat a dead horse. So yeah.
So that's our stance on BTS. I think we're hoping they kind of try out some newer styles of music and get back to experimenting, but in a way, like a different way, I guess.
But just more towards something that we like, basically.
Yeah.
It's, for me, it's I like, before I was saying, like, I want them to experiment more, which I still do agree with, but at the end of the day, like, I feel like I still would be happy as long as they're just making a style of music that I like. And I think the reality of it is just I'm not into this like trap and autotune and like hip hop-ish stuff from them, I guess. And by hip hop-ish I mean like more specifically just like more like recent hip hop. Again, it's not necessarily my thing usually.
Yeah, like Western stuff. Because like we love their old school hip hop stuff. Like, so.
Yep.
So let's move on to the real biggest album of the year. So I guess I'll probably lead this, since it is my favorite group. So we're gonna review this album that I have 4 copies of. They released 4 copies of this version.
Oh goodness. Are they still doing the same format and everything?
Yep, they still have awesome
like uniform
covers. It's all the same size. They all have a similar.
That's awesome.
Similar spine, so they look really good on the shelf. Unfortunately, it's a tab album, so if you're not careful, it rips and it's kind of crappy quality, but they look good. Okay, so this is DreamCatcher's Dystopia, The Tree of Language, which is their first full album.
It's such a like JRPG-ish like
Dystopia, The Tree of Language. Yeah.
It's like when was it Stellar, like they came out with that song like
Archangels of the
Archangel or something.
Archangels of the Sephiroth. I love it. But it's interesting because this is a new like series. We had the Nightmare series before this.
Dystopia.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm gonna be coughing a lot. I haven't been talking very much lately, and this is not making it any better. But yeah, so this is their first full album. It's still, they didn't really like change up their style a ton, in terms of music, even though it's a new series or whatever.
That being said, I still feel like this did feel like quite fresh to me.
Yeah, I mean they tried some new things.
Yeah,
and they did talk about beforehand. They know that Sleepwalking and like Silent Night are some of their fans' favorite songs, like the like very electronic,
the drum and bass stuff,
and like the mix of electronic and rock. So they definitely took that into account, and you can tell in this album there's a lot more like
for sure, like even
electronic stuff mixed in.
Yeah, for sure. Like on Scream, which is a deadass like rock song, and then the chorus has this like crazy like club like beat drop.
So let's get into it with the intro, which I think is pretty awesome. It has like an awesome electronic beat, and a great synth line, and then it switches into like similar to what you'd expect with like the intricate piano part, which cuts out like the electronic beat. I think it really sets the tone of the album well.
Yeah, like specific, like it just like the like album name. It's super like dramatic and edgy. I feel like like especially with like the mix of like electronic with like traditional, almost like orchestral elements, I guess.
Yep.
I think it's definitely an interesting mix.
Yep. So that leads into Scream, which is a single. And I think like it just starts with that hard-hitting beat and guitar, and like with those like double hits over the clean vocals, and then the drums really pick up, which leads into that first verse where Shion and Suwa have that like vocal layering that like has that like demonic tone to it over like under their singing. And then it drops out the intensity for the pre-chorus to build to the chorus, and then like you mentioned, that drop that with that synth riff like during the chorus, and like the devil eyes come part, and then that leads into like the chanting and the Gregorian chant, and just like everything's so hype about the chorus. It's such like a catchy like awesome chorus. And then I think like it was nice to see Gayeon starting the rap again. She's always, I think she deserves more rap parts. But yeah, overall, I think the song just lived up to my expectations after Deja Vu, which I thought was their best single in a while. I think I like Deja Vu more than this, but this comes close. Also, the end ramps up in intensity, and the choreography is so good, and it ramps up so much at the end. Like, just watch the music video. Like, Suho just kills it. She gets like the center for like the dance part. And I think the point choreography with the hands like going over the eyes is really good. It's like very memorable. I just loved it. Also, the music video starts with an EXO style intro, which is funny too.
This whole music video is like an EXO, like early like EXO-K, EXO-M.
Yep.
Music video like Mama with all the like elemental like
exactly
powers and stuff.
It kind of, even though this is like a new series or whatever, it follows similar like themes from Deja Vu.
Yeah. So question, I noticed this when I watched it, but is Handong gone?
Yes. So yeah, I like, that's another thing I liked. They used a masked dancer for Handong's part, because she's gonna be on Idol Producer, the like Chinese produced ripoff or whatever. Because I know like her, there's another group that has a member gone, that I can't think of right now. But yeah, so like she's gonna be on that show, so yeah, it was kind of cool for them to still have a 7th spot. So like when she gets back,
in the choreography,
they just have like that masked girl that I feel bad for her, because there's no way that mask has good peripheral vision, and she has to do this like really coordinated group choreography.
Yeah, they should have had her wear like a fencing mask or something instead, because you could actually see out of that. But yeah, this was really good. Like, honestly, I was kind of a little bit surprised. It's a bit like guitars and percussion wise is a little more like heavy than what they've been doing lately, which I thought was pretty cool. I was thinking that since they're moving into like a new not trilogy but like series, I guess, with their albums, I was thinking that they maybe move away from the rock niche and go more towards like the drum and bass stuff, because like you said, like Sleepwalking and stuff like that is usually like a lot of fans like favorite songs. But like the fusion they ended up going with, I think was a really interesting choice, and I think it'll pay well overall to kind of just take both like styles that they've done in the past and kind of combine them together real well. Yeah, really cool.
Yep. Yeah, I thought it was great. Next we have Tension. So this is kind of like your quintessential Dreamcatcher.
This song sounds just like Chase Me.
So this was actually apparently going one of their choices for their second single after their debut.
Oh, interesting.
So this might have, like, this was made back then and could have been the follow-up to Chase Me.
Because it literally sounds just like Chase Me.
It fits into like Chase Me, Good Night, like Wake Up, like that. That stuff.
Well, the thing
from
is,
the beginning of their
in the pre-chorus, I keep, like, when I was listening to it earlier, my mind kept going to the come,
yeah. Yep.
Yeah, like so, the pre-chorus is exactly why that, but yeah.
Yep. So yeah, if you're a fan of Dreamcatcher, you're gonna like this song because it's what they cut their teeth on, basically. It's got that chugging guitar riffs, hard-hitting beat, like choir vocal parts with piano backing, like. It's quintessential Dreamcatcher.
Yep. Yeah, having stuff like this, I really wish there was more like rock-based K-pop groups.
Yep.
Because I feel like it's definitely a niche that needs to be explored a little more. I think it'd be interesting, especially if they can figure out how to maybe keep it rock, but maybe make it a little more on the pop side
Yeah.
for more like mass market people.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. So like we talked about this a little bit in Discord, but basically all of ATEEZ's music is the same producer.
Yeah.
Or like the two producers that do all of DreamCatcher's music are part of the team that does ATEEZ's music.
ATEEZ.
So like they could easily like do this type of music.
Yeah.
Like
if ATEEZ did something like this,
yeah,
that would be interesting.
Yeah, exactly. So like it would be cool to see them do something like more towards the rock side.
Speaking of rock, the next song is not that.
Yes. So next we have Red Sun. And this is where like you said, we get a very different song. But I loved it. I think honestly this might be one of my favorite instrumental songs from Dreamcatcher. Like that creepy toy piano throughout the whole song. There's all these really interesting like synths and sound effects throughout it. The chorus instrumentals are just amazing. I could see how some people don't like that Red Sun. Like, go ahead.
I was wondering like what that like instrument is in the beginning. I want to know what that is.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I have to re-listen.
I thought that was really interesting to use instead of like, again, just generic sort of beats, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, because they easily could have made this super generic, but like the instrumental choices they went with on this song are really what made it stand out to me and what I really like. Like, if I were to point to an example on like how in like mainstream K-pop, how to do a hip hop track, but not make it like too in the weeds as far as like being too derivative of like Western trap. I think this is like how to do it, because like this is still like have trap elements, but it's not like generic or annoying. Like I think this turned out really, really nicely.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see how some people might not like the like repetitive Red Sun part. But I think like overall the instrumentals are just so good that like it overcomes any other shortcomings I would have. Also, I don't know if you watched it. There is a like live performance of this, and
I didn't even know that.
The styling for it is like insane. Like they like their makeup and everything. They basically just look like ghosts or like it's like I don't know. And their like outfits are so good. Like everything about that performance was amazing. So definitely go watch that if you haven't.
Yeah, I'll have to check that out after this.
So next we have Black and White. So this starts with like a really awesome distorted guitar hook. It's almost got like a grunge vibe to it.
I actually said that about a different song later.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like just that guitar, like the guitar hook in this song.
I'd say that, like. Yeah, I'd say that it does the guitar like in the beginning. It reminds me of something like Pearl Jam. Like I could totally see that.
Yep.
And then the one later, I compared to another grunge group, but we'll get to that song.
But yeah, I think so. Like the pre-chorus drops, so it has that like grungy guitar part, but then the pre-chorus kind of drops into normal Dreamcatcher with like the strings and piano. But then when it goes to the chorus, it has this really funky bass guitar mixed with this like swelling string section.
Yep.
And this is what makes Dreamcatcher like my number one group, right? In terms of like people like or groups right now. Like you don't get anything like this in any other K-pop group. They just find like such a unique mix of sounds. Like you're never gonna hear a really heavy funky bass guitar mixed with a swelling like orchestral string section like anywhere else in K-pop or outside of like symphonic metal anywhere else in music. So like that's just what makes me love it so much. Also, I do want to shout out, I think the guitar part comes back for Dami's rap, and I think this might be one of Dami's best raps.
I said exactly the same thing. I think this is my favorite Dami rap ever.
Yeah.
She did a really good job of like, normally you'd say like writing the beat, but like writing the guitar riff.
Yep.
It was really, really good. but yeah, like definitely the standout on this is the like it starts out with like you said like a grunge-ish like guitar riff, and then it in the pre-chorus it just clears out into this huge like again swelling like orchestra section, and then just decides to dive right back into like a funky guitar, and it was like,
Yep.
what the hell?
It's it's not something you'll hear anywhere else.
Yeah.
Sorry. Next we have Jazz Bar. So this is one of the slow songs on the album, but instead of being the traditional like ballad, they kind of twisted it up. It's interesting because our Discord's been like really split on this song. It's either like
I really like this.
It's either like people's favorite song or people's least favorite song. I love it. It's got that like it's called Jazz Bar, so you kind of know what you're getting into, but it's got just like really jazzy, amazing instrumentals mixed with like their fantastic vocals. And I personally really like slow Dreamcatcher songs. Like I think their ballads are really good and their vocals are just like so good that like on top of how amazing their instrumentals are, that like their ballads are really good. And obviously doing a like jazzy lounge song is they're just gonna kill it, and I think they did.
Yeah. This yeah, I'm in the camp where this is my favorite song on the album, I think. Like
It's not my favorite, but I do like
for me I love the guitar work on this. Like it's really really nice, and it fits really well into like the sort of like lo-fi jazz like hip hop sort of like
Yep.
beat that they're using, hip hop R&B. Yeah, this is really really nice. This is another style that I'd like to see other like K-pop groups like cover, or maybe even solo artists. I think this is really fitting for something like I could see IU doing a song like this, for example.
Yeah.
Like I think she'd be into this sort of style. But yeah, the nice like falsetto-y vocals in certain parts is also really cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is a style that I hope Dreamcatcher sticks with in future albums. I really like this. I like
Yeah.
that they kind of give us like a just a whole platter of different like rockish styles, I guess.
Yeah.
And they fit well together.
Yeah, they've played around with like R&B and stuff a bit, so like I could see them continuing.
Yeah.
And there is a song on this album that fits that as well, the last song. The last of the new songs. So yeah, I could see them easily like doing another one of these for a follow-up.
Yeah.
Next we have Sahara, which is got like a really great
it's something. It's really weird.
It is weird. A lot of people don't like it.
I do like it, but it's so weird.
Yeah, like the guitars to start off have like a really great Latin sound. So honestly, I really want someone to make this mashup, but it reminds me of the Gerudo Valley theme from Ocarina of Time.
Oh, yeah, I could see that.
So I want to hear that mashup where they put like they mix that song with the song. But yeah, I think it's interesting because like the verse and the pre-chorus are like pretty tame. The guitar is pretty like toned down. And then it starts building at the end of the pre-chorus, and then it just drops into a really hard rock chorus. It's got very repetitive vocals, so definitely some people might not be into that. But it just it's so just like hard rock.
It's like early 2000s, like I don't know, I don't want to say Evanescence. It's like other like female like rock groups.
Yeah.
Like what's another one, like Flyleaf or something like that?
Flyleaf or
Yeah. So I think that the only part that was weird was Tommy's rap. Tommy sudden like an auto-tuned like hip hop thing. Like what is this?
My notes like, are literally like Tommy's super auto-tuned rap after the chorus is probably the worst part of the whole album.
Yeah.
But other than that, like I do like the song a lot, and I think it's nice because it transitions off, or like it kind of brings you back into like what you'd expect after Jazz Bar.
Yeah.
So I did like that, like as a follow up. But yeah, other than Tommy's rap, I liked it a lot.
Yeah.
Anything else from you?
No.
Okay.
Next song is an honorable mention for me though.
Next song in the Frozen is my favorite song on the album. I just love the like fantasy mysterious vibe of the whole song at the beginning, with like the haunting vocals and the thematic piano and synths, like all leading to the chorus. And then the chorus just drops into that awesome electronic synth line. It's got like the really echoey vocals, and picks up with a beat and the chanting in the second half of the chorus. Like, everything about the song I love. There's some really cool percussion and synth sounds mixed in as well.
Yeah.
But I think that like this is the follow up to Silent Night in my mind. So Silent Night from their last album was like, it's got that classic Dreamcatcher sound, and then it just drops into a crazy synth chorus that like, this is what like that sleepwalking like Silent Night vibe, I feel like. And it's my favorite song on the album. I love when they do this stuff. So
yeah.
What about you?
Honestly, I think the best thing about it is the vocals, like the title being In the Frozen, like that really fits well with the vocal. Like it's got this really cold and like piercing sounding vocals. Yeah, it really drives home the feeling that like the title conveys of it being like frozen.
Yeah, there's a lot of like echoey vibes, like they're in like a valley, like a snowy valley and stuff.
I think of like a ice cave or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, also super fun beat drop. This is definitely a honorable mention for my favorite song on the album.
Yep, it's definitely my favorite. Next we have Daybreak. So this is the second of the slow songs on the album. This takes more traditional. This is like more of that traditional R&B vibe that they've used before. I think it's just like a great vocal showcase. Some amazing harmonies and vocal layering. So yeah, this is like what you've heard before in terms of their like R&B slower songs.
Back to again a more like chill lo-fi type instrumental on this one. It might be because I listen to this on my speakers, but I feel like the percussion is a little too intense in the beat. I feel like it pierces through the like instruments a little too much, but that's just a nitpicky thing. Yeah, the vocals on this definitely stood out for me, like super like soft and like smooth. So again, a really good like chill R&B song, and again, I hope they continue doing this kind of stuff because I also enjoy this a lot as well.
Yep. Yeah, they have a couple of songs like this on their previous stuff.
Yep.
Next we have Full Moon. So this is one
everybody knows this already.
Yep, this is one of the digital singles that we've heard before, but I figured we'd just cover them again because it's been a while. Honestly, for this song, I have very little notes. I mean, this is just like classic
anime opening.
It's classic Dreamcatcher. It's strings, hard rock builds, fun driving chorus, like anime opening style. It's classic Dreamcatcher.
I'd say Over the Sky, I'd give a similar comment as well.
Yeah,
like very like nice, fresh like anime opening.
Yeah, I have a little bit more notes for that. So like next is Over the Sky as well. So this is actually only on the physical album. So if you're listening on iTunes or Spotify, it's not actually there, but it is listed as a track. So this is another one of their digital singles.
They should have just made both Full Moon and Over the Sky physical only, since they already had digital singles.
Yeah, it is kind of weird that one of them is there and the other isn't. But I don't know. But yeah, so this one also another traditional Dreamcatcher song. I like this one though a little bit more. I think this is more like uplifting and like bright sounding. Like I think it really fits with Fly High.
For sure.
It's really reminiscent of that, where it's like really bright piano line, bright vocals. The rock chorus is like really upbeat. Also, I just love the strings throughout this whole song. They're so like the string section's so good. So yeah, I think I prefer this one over Full Moon. But they're both amazing. I mean, I don't honestly. It's super biased, but I don't think Dreamcatcher's put out a bad song yet. So like.
Yeah.
Take it with a grain of salt, but Yeah. So next we have the outro. So this is another like really mysterious sounding instrumental. I liked it because in the second half it has a bit of like a heartbeat like
Mm,
sound to it. If that
yeah.
makes sense. So because it's like mostly percussion based. So yeah, it was a nice like mysterious ending. I think if it kind of fit with the rest of the album really well. What
It
about you?
kind of reminds me of like really edgy, like dark, like elite hacker music. Like they'd play during like a dark scene with the guy with the hood. He's like, he's like in an alleyway, like typing on his computer.
Never thought of it like that, but
I don't know why, but that's like the
yeah,
image
that's
that got in my head for this outro. That being said, it's really good. Like again uh like the pulsing like percussion and the like piano that comes in every once in a while.
yeah,
It turned out nice.
yep.
It sounds like it's leading into another song, but
Another
that's just how the end. It's just how the album ends,
yeah.
which is interesting. But
Well, kind of. So there's one more song.
yeah, scream
After the
instrumental.
outro. Huh? No, did you
Yeah.
not? There's one more
No,
song
I
after
did.
that.
I did.
Oh, okay.
It's just that
Yes,
on iTunes
it
they
is.
put scream instrumental before the next song.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's how the album is
Like
structured.
why?
I don't know. Because this is like solo, so like it was the last. Also a digital single. So yeah, finally after the scream instrumental, there's Paradise, which I talked about a little bit, on like what we've been listening to a couple weeks ago. But
Yeah,
this is a Shion solo song, like her solo debut. Um,
so good.
yeah, I love it. Her vocals are amazing. There's a really great piano line, and then the chorus has some like really great synth instrumentals that like highlight her vocals, and I think the hook is just really good. Um, so I think it fits her perfectly. It fits their style
Yeah,
really well.
I I think she's like really promising as a solo artist if she's releasing music like this.
Yeah.
Um, like this does sound like something that Dreamcatcher would put out as a group, but I'm glad that she put it out like as her just her own like solo song.
Yeah.
I think it's overall better that way because you're not like for this type of thing like constrained by having to like assign have different parts for every member's like role in the group.
Yeah.
Like cuz that can be something that is restricting in particular in K-pop.
Hmm.
Not that it's overall bad, it's just like that's how it is.
Yeah.
Um and yeah, this I haven't heard like music like this in a while just because again it's like a mix of like or I guess this is just what would come out back then. It's like late 2000s like pre 2010 like rock pop.
Yeah.
Like there are a few like female artists back then who would release music like that which I like. I'm looking forward to this. Also the like electronic stuff that they incorporated in again like
Yep.
Dreamcatcher's been doing. Yeah, it was super interesting. So I'm looking forward to this. Looking forward to her releasing a full album.
Yeah, I agree. I really hope she gets a mini. Um, Although I kind of also hope they get a break because I feel like they've been going nonstop.
Yeah, I think
But
she'd probably get it in a few years after they're become a more like permanent group kind of thing.
yeah, because I mean they released Rate of Dream, and then immediately did a U.S. tour, and then like less than a month later they released this.
Yeah.
So or I guess it was like a month and a half later. But yeah, so and kind of a different topic, but connected. They released another song today,
Okay,
as we recorded this.
this was my other thing that I thought was
So this is the
grunge, the
grungy. Okay,
guitars for this.
I was wondering. I was
Yeah,
like, where
like
did that come from?
this like opening guitar like sounds straight up like Alice in Chains,
Yep.
like really grimy like guitars. I love that.
Yep.
I
So
was not
they.
like these are the heaviest guitars they've ever had
Oh
in
yeah,
any of
definitely.
their music. It
Yep.
was
Uh,
awesome.
so yeah, they released a new Japanese single the day we're recording this, "Endless Night." And yeah, it just starts with like really hard hitting rock, like chugging guitars, really hard hitting drums. There's a really awesome guitar line for the chorus. It's just like you said, it's the most like intense like rock sound they've had.
Yeah.
Um, I think the chorus is so good. It's super catchy. The guitar line for it's really fun. Really my only vibe or like issue with the song is in the second verse. There's some like awkward vocals. Like not that the vocals themselves are bad, but like the cadence of the vocals, and like I don't know if it was like because maybe it was written in Korean and translated to Japanese, and like
Yeah.
the like lyrics just didn't flow that well.
Hopefully we get a Japanese version, like or an English
Korean
or a Korean version. Yeah,
Yeah.
in the next album.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Although I don't think they've done that with any of their Japanese songs so far.
Like I know NCT does that. Like they'll release a Japanese single and then
Yep.
just include it on their next album as Korean. Like I think it was Comeback. That's like one of my favorite NCT songs, and it was originally Japanese and they just threw it on their Korean album.
Yep.
I love that. The only thing I don't like about this song is I felt like Nami's rap was like really out of place and kind
Yeah.
of random.
Yeah, I agree. And I also think it's like I don't know, like it's hard to tell as someone who doesn't really speak Japanese or know it very well, but like it just sounds she's like it's clear that she's not like a Japanese speaker, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Doesn't really like
it didn't flow very well or like
connect with the lyrics because they're not in like a language you're like super proficient in. At least I don't think Dami speaks Japanese, but
I mean I'm sure they all speak like somewhat, but
yeah, a little bit.
I don't think she's like fluent or anything. Yeah, and then the ending is just they go all out. There's like just blast beats, like insane double bass, like it's ridiculous.
Yeah, and also like just like chugging those scales like
Yep.
before going back in. Yeah, really cool.
Yeah, I think this is gonna be like a really good performance song. I think it'd be cool to see like a performance music video or
I hope they catch on in Japan. I could see them being decently popular there.
Yeah, I don't actually know how well they do in Japan.
Although then again,
I mean,
like
this is their third
I guess
single.
J-Rock fans are probably more into like normal rock bands.
Yeah, I was gonna say
and
this
idol
is
groups,
like,
and then idol fans are probably not into
it.
like rock.
Yeah.
Yeah, so who knows?
It
It could either be super popular or they're too like double dipping.
Yeah, it might. Yeah, I couldn't, or like I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case where it was just like there's so much of this in Japan that, like it doesn't stand out like it does in K-pop.
Yeah.
But this is their third Japanese single, so they're clearly doing okay. And they did put out an album, although the album is like 75% just the Korean version or the Japanese versions of all their singles.
Korean songs, yeah.
It's like I think it's like four.
I mean, that'd be a
four new
fantastic
songs.
album.
Oh yeah, it's great. I love listening to it. And the
like
new
imagine
songs
if those
are
are
really
all
good.
just new songs.
Yeah. And the new songs on it are really good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think this is a really good Japanese single from them. Like I said, I don't think they've ever put out a bad song. So we'll see if they ever do. But I think this album is amazing. I could easily see it in the running for album of the year, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I mean, it is my album of the year so far. I'm just waiting to see if anything beats it. But it's definitely going to be up there, I think, for a lot of us. I know Cooper, it's up there for as well. So we'll see. But yeah, Dreamcatcher a really good couple weeks. Want to finish it off?
Yep. All right. Lastly, we have Weki Meki with digital single Dazzle Dazzle,
which I also have over here.
So
it's a digital single that has a physical release that doesn't have a CD. These are just photo books. There's no CD.
This is really weird.
Yeah, but I had to buy it because it's IOI related.
I mean, let's be honest. Who's buying the singles for the
exactly
like, CDs?
I'd never
like unless you're in Japan. I don't think many people actually even use the CDs.
I used to before I bought Apple Music because I would actually rip them, but now I have no need for the CD at all. Really, like it didn't matter to me at all that it had one or it didn't have one.
Yeah, so when I first listened to the song, I wasn't super into it because because I think just because the production style in Weki Meki's music, they like end up being like really loud and like crazy
Yeah.
and busy. Um, but after I listened to it a few times, I was kind of on board. Like it's really catchy and fun, and yeah, it's a good pop track. The only thing I don't like is the MV. The MV feels a little like cheap for them. I feel
I mean,
like I know
all
they're
that.
not a huge group, but
I
like
was gonna
their
say
sets
it.
seem like kind of simple.
Yeah, I mean, they've
I don't
always
know,
been like that.
but
I
yeah,
guess maybe. I guess
that's
Crush had like an okay amount of budget, but yeah,
yeah.
I don't know. I love this song. Like, this is one of the catchiest, like, most fun songs I've heard in a while, and it's been stuck in my head so much.
I don't think it beats Picky Picky. I like Picky Picky more.
Did you watch? So did you watch the performance
For
'Cause-
Dazzle Dazzle?
Yeah, the
No.
choreo elevates the song to like an entirely different level.
Okay.
Like, you need to watch the live performances.
Mm.
It's so like the song is really catchy and fun. I like how it's all in like the vocals. Like, I basically like don't remember anything about the instrumentals, but in my mind, like, I think that's not a bad thing. Like, because the vocals are just so like earwormy. But it's just like this amazing upbeat, energetic song. It's got like some small sections of like their signature teen crush, but the choreography is so good. I lost my mind. Like, in Discord, I think Flixer was saying it was bad just from watching the music video, and I watched it and I was like, "What is wrong with you? How could you think this choreography is bad?" He's like, "Oh, I only watched the music video." I was like, "This is like some of the best choreography in terms of fitting and enhancing a song. Like, every part of this song is enhanced by the choreography. It's memorable. It fits it perfectly. Like, the mix of the hook and the highlight choreography are just like so memorable and fun that, like, I don't know. I've watched every live stage. I can't stop watching the live stages for this song. It's so good. Also, their styling is the best they've ever had. Like, they look amazing. Like, Ellie's blue hair, like the neon blue hair, Say's like pink highlights, Lucy's blonde hair, like the makeup and the outfits. It's definitely their best they've ever looked, and I think it's their best choreography. It's just
I can't figure out what this reminds me of.
What, the choreography?
No, there's a part in the song
Oh.
Hold on, let me get to it. I can't. The Dazzle Dazzle, like,
Yeah.
that reminds me of something from another song. I think it's something. It's either like Blackpink or Big Bang or something.
I was gonna say it's not like a unique like.
No, it's not. I'm not like accusing plagiarism or anything.
No,
it's just,
I
like,
know
that
I know.
one part.
Yeah, I'm saying like that, like, style of like vocals and like that repetitive line or whatever. Like, yeah, it honestly does kind of sound like a YG thing.
Can't remember. I can't place my finger on the actual song I'm thinking of.
Yeah, I'm not sure
I don't know.
because everything about the song has been stuck in my head and I just associate it with the song. So
Yeah.
I just had to go on a rant about that song.
Yes.
And you
So I
definitely
think
need to watch the choreo.
Yes. I think that's everything we had planned for tonight.
Yeah, it was. And I think it's okay just having a shorter episode.
Again.
Getting over being sick, you being busy with school. I did have an idea of something we could talk about that wouldn't require preparation, but I think I'm fine cutting this one short, and then we can talk about that in another episode.
Yeah, we can do that next week.
Yep.
So,
where I will get to talk about the Everglow concert that I'm going to next week.
Oh, that's exciting, considering they canceled on us at KCON.
Yep. It's going to be hype. And G-Idol, I
delayed. Watch them get canceled again because of like coronavirus or something.
It won't happen because Cooper's show is in 2 days. It's on Friday,
Yeah.
so like they would have canceled already. And
Yeah.
it's not a big deal in the U.S. So although it's getting worse.
There's like less than 50 cases in the U.S. I
No,
think
there's
last I
over
checked.
100 now.
Oh my
It's
god.
getting worse, but it's still not like. I mean, the U.S. is a big place, so.
Yeah, I think hopefully they can get a hold of that.
Yeah, I agree.
Anyway.
Yeah, that's it for this episode.
All right. Well, to those of you who listened to the whole thing, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching, I guess, if you're on YouTube. Join us again in 2 weeks for the next episode of the Truly Daebak Show. If you like our stuff, please subscribe so you can know when they come out.
Yep.
And join Discord. It's mutual lit. Link in the description. It's really fun.
Yeah, we're doing
song ratings, fantasy league.
Yeah, you need to join soon if you want to do K-pop Fantasy League Season 2 is starting next Friday.
I need to fill out my form.
Yeah. So yeah, if basically like if you're listening to this as it comes out or very quickly after it comes out, you can join Discord and get prepared for that, but otherwise you're gonna miss it. So yeah, the 13th. The 13th. Is when we're doing the draft for the second fantasy league. So also Luna review or Luna song rating is coming up as well.
Type. And Andrew will be participating in that one.
Yeah, the first one and the only one he'll do, except the only way we got him to do it is by promising him we'll do a perfume song rate, which we'll see how that goes.
I feel like people are gonna either love them or just be like, why is this good?
I feel like
because I really like
people aren't gonna do that song rate.
That's probably also.
I think it's the only people that are gonna do that song rate are people that already like them.
Yeah, probably.
Oh, all right. Well, that's probably not entirely true. A lot of people like doing it for new stuff, but
they're really good as far as like EDM goes, and I'm not a big EDM person, so
yeah,
EDM / techno or whatever you want to call it. So yeah, electro pop.
Yeah.
Anyways, thanks for listening, and stay. I don't know. Stay screamy. Actually, that works. I like that.
Stay dazzlingly screamy.
Yes. Throbbingly, dazzlingly screamy.
Yes.